Knicks at 13-20, coming off the win last night in Philadelphia, and the Knicks go with Othello Harrington, Kurt Thomas, Latrell Sprewell on the front line, Howard Isley and Allan Houston in the backcourt. A look at the Wizards: Christian Laettner up front with Brendan Haywood and Michael Jordan, Larry Hughes, and Jerry Stackhouse at the guards. Michael Jordan has loved playing here at Madison Square Garden. This his 30th career game at the Garden. And he has fared extremely well against the Knicks, including the 55-point game back in March of 1995 when he scored 55 on 21 out of 37. That's the overall career numbers. This is 58th game against the Knicks lifetime. He's averaged just under 32 points per game. And you recall last season's opener when Jordan made yet another return in the uniform of the Wizards. He had 19 in a loss by the Wizards. And then at his next visit, the second game against the Knicks here in New York, he had 26 points, including that game-winning jumper with 3 seconds to play.
Yeah, Michael had 14 last night, 5 assists. No free throw attempts, folks, in 41 minutes of Jordan. That's the difference in his game now. Doesn't have that hustle and muscle to go to the basket to get to the free throw line.
And one of the other major differences, according to Doug Collins, he has not drawn the double team. Michael is playing through a bout with the flu, sat out practice this past Thursday, and as you mentioned, did play last night against Golden State and played 41 minutes, despite the fact that he was under the weather. NF Rush, Derek Richardson, Michael Henderson are the officials, and the Wizards control the opening tip. Latrell Sprewell will open up against Michael Jordan. Larry Hughes being played by Howard Isley, and here is Christian Laettner. Rebound comes to Allan Houston. The Knicks last night in Philadelphia, 16 of 32 from downtown, and Houston opens up with the three-point attempt.
And that effort last night catapulted them into the best three-point shooting team in the league, which could become detrimental because they might look for too many threes.
That is always the downside when you have a strong game from three-point range. They are 38% now for the season from beyond that three-point line. Last night, Sprewell hit 7 of 13, hit his first 4. Houston was 5 of 8. There's Sprewell attempting a 3.
Yep, so the first 2 opportunities from downtown. Jordan looking to post inside.
Hughes, and there is the first bucket of the night. Larry Hughes in his 5th NBA season out of St. Louis University, signed by the Wizards as a free agent, had some early season injuries, but has really picked it up in recent games. Kurt Thomas getting some room. So the Knicks have opened up by missing on their first 3 shot attempts. Jerry Stackhouse and Christian Laettner. This time he is able to connect. Wizards with a 4-0 lead. Tonight the Knicks conclude a stretch in which they're playing 5 games in 7 nights. They'll head to Chicago tomorrow for a game on Monday night against the Bulls at the United Center. First of a home-and-home set. Sprewell. Michael Jordan looking to orchestrate.
And devastate.
Goes glass.
Yep, he's a shrewd operator these days. Playing with the savvy now, averaging 17 a game.
The Knicks are down 6-0. Houston. Knicks just firing away from outside.
It looked like the rim has a lid on it for the Knicks. Houston, a good job with the rebound.
The crowd was buzzing during the warm-ups, very quiet at this point. And the Knicks with their first bucket. Kurt Thomas. Wizards with a 6-2 lead.
Thomas should be open on that shot. Haywood, a 7-footer, will not look to contest him 12 to 15 feet away from the hoop.
Jordan from the angle from 20 feet away.
Crowd a buzz as he barely drew iron.
Short.
Rim seems tight for the Knicks. Balls are going in and out.
Stella Harrington able to keep it alive. Harrington saving that pass and then threw it away. Thomas able to break it up. Sprewell eluding Jordan. So the Knicks are 1 of 8 here at the start.
See Stackhouse more team-oriented right now. Stackhouse not looking to launch up shots as he did early on in his career at Philly and then at Detroit.
Thomas is called for the reach-in foul.
Let's take a look at Michael and how smooth and calm and collected he is right here. See no one contested him. Nice bank shot off the glass for his first hoop of the game.
Jordan. So Michael Jordan with a second field goal, and the Wizards have an 8-2 lead.
So Mike is going to stay within that 10 to 15 foot range. So his first 2 hoops coming in that area tonight.
It's kicked out of bounds by Larry Hughes. Last night in the loss at home to Golden State, it was the 5'5" Earl Boykins who hurt the Wizards. 7 of 10, 16 points in 20 minutes of play. And that is last touched by the Wizards.
Also, they were overwhelmed in rebounding. Murphy had 17 of the team's 48 rebounds, 23 on the offensive glass.
Thomas from Sprewell. So the Wizards now lead it 8-4. Also last night, Clyde, that was the first game that Washington has lost to a team under 500 since back on November 23rd. They lost at Memphis. The Grizzlies at that time were winless. Their first win of the season coming against Washington. But the Wizards have had difficulty beating the better teams around the NBA. Here is Houston way off from downtown.
And just as we mentioned, the three-point shot now becoming their nemesis.
Michael Jordan hearing it from the crowd off the spin. And back comes Houston. Isley for 3. Well, the Knicks are now 2 for 12, and they are 0 for 4 from downtown. Pat Riley used to call it fool's gold. That is now part of the NBA vernacular, with teams getting hot from three-point range, and then they continue to go for those long-distance shots. Meanwhile, the Wizards not shooting well either. They're 4 of 12 from the field. And Isley is stopped. It's knocked away by Haywood.
Both teams haven't played last night. Look a little lethargic, so Don Chaney now wants to talk to his team.
22nd timeout called by the Knicks. 6:26 remaining in the first quarter. And looking ahead for the Knicks, Monday night, they'll be at United Center in Chicago for the first of a home-and-home against the Bulls. That game will be seen on Metro television. And then Tuesday night, we'll be back home for the Chicago Bulls. Now it's a full timeout. We'll be back in a moment. All right, back to the live action. Kurt Thomas missing a straightaway jump shot attempt. Wizards have an 8-4 lead as we come up on 6 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Both teams struggling with the shot. Laettner giving it up, and it's a 3-second violation.
Yeah, Haywood, the culprit that time. He thought Laettner would take the shot, so he was standing in the paint. Knicks will have it in the backcourt.
This has not been a pretty start for either team. The Wizards 4 of 12, the Knicks 2 of 13.
And last night, both teams shot 50% from the field as well as from downtown.
Thomas. And the Knicks are getting open shots, good looks.
Mentioned Stackhouse more team-oriented these days.
Bad pass, but Laettner was able to save it. Jordan. Well, Michael hitting his shots. He's 3 of 4 here at the start.
That time 15 feet away along the baseline.
Washington with a 10-4 lead. Sprewell open. Passed on the 3, so Houston fires from downtown. And a loose ball foul on a fella Harrington.
Harrington shoving Laettner in the back. Knicks shooting woes continue, so the Wizards will bring it up.
Michael Jordan scoring the last 6 points for the Wizards.
Knicks without continuity, no ball movement. The first guy that gets it has been shooting. They need to make the Wizards play defense. The Wizards are making the Knicks play some D. Coach Chaney mentioned that he would have Sprewell going against Jordan to try to make him play some defense. But right now, Jordan just cruising on the court. No one challenging him.
Harrington. Nice fadeaway baseline jump shot by a fella Harrington. Wizards 10 and the Knicks 6. Laettner. Hughes missed the tip. Aggressive play by Haywood, and he's fouled. Hit on a reach-in by Isley.
That time you saw the leaping power of Hughes is misjudging his jump. Was way over the basket a couple of times, and then Haywood coming up with the rebound and the foul.
Brendan Haywood had an outstanding rookie season. He has been a disappointment this year, although he has shown some signs as of late. Jordan not able to hit, getting inside.
They should go to Spree now. Let him work against Mike. There he is, one-on-one with Mike.
And Sprewell is fouled. I have not heard Jordan referred to as Mike since his days at North Carolina. I know you guys are very close, though, Clyde. I remember doing a North Carolina a telecast of a game for NBC, and he was known as Mike Jordan at the time, which sounds very strange, but he became Michael. It's more formal now.
We say that when we want to be like Mike.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So Spree eluding Michael that time to get to the line.
That free throw was way off the mark. Symbolic of the way the Knicks are shooting here at the start. 3 of 16 from the field.
And they've had many uncontested shots. Cannot get them down. The basket seems very tight tonight on that end for the Knicks.
3-point lead for the Wizards. Just under 4 remaining in this first quarter. Now Houston defending on Jordan. Shot clock to 4. Hughes. It counts. And the foul. Fella Harrington came out on a switch and made contact. He picks up the foul.
Well, Thella picked up his second. He might have to take a seat. There you see it again. The leaping ability of Hughes is 6'5", 185. Sky in for the basket. He's shooting one as well.
Second foul on Harrington. He'll be replaced in a moment by Clarence Weatherspoon, who makes his way over to the scorer's table. Well, Allan Houston and Latrell Sprewell last night each scored 31. They have combined for 0 for 7 here at the start. Houston, they get 0 for 8. And a foul is called.
And that one will put the Knicks in the penalty. So a foolish foul by Houston now, and the Wizards will shoot 2. Knicks in disarray, and when their offense suffers, so there's their defense.
Right, a fella Harrington sits down after picking up a second foul. Clarence Weatherspoon has checked in. Clarence made his return last night in the game against the 76ers after sitting out 2 games after having the 2 wisdom teeth removed. And here is Christian Laettner in his 11th season out of Duke. Closed captioning being brought to you by the New York State Smokers Quit Line. And tonight's game is available in SAP. So the Wizards now lead the Knicks 15-7. This is the second of 4 meetings between these two teams. Washington winning at the MCI Center in that first game. Isley able to save that pass and then hit from downtown. December 7th in Washington, Wizards beat the Knicks 100-97. Wizards in that game led by as many as 21. Knicks did come back with Brendan Hayward with the powerful move. Jordan 9 of 18, 20 points, 9 rebounds in that contest. Here's Sprewell. Oh, what a tip by Weatherspoon. It's off his palm.
All right, also with his left hand over Stackhouse. Stackhouse trying to block him out, but to no avail.
And a timeout is called by Doug Collins. 2:25 remaining. In the first quarter, Wizards now lead 17-12. Watch Weatherspoon. What a tip. Coming into tonight's game, Washington at 18-18. They are in a tie for 7th and 8th spot with Orlando. Milwaukee 2.5 back. The Knicks 3.5 out of that 8th and final playoff spot. And Washington at the 500 mark because they have won 5 of their last 6 games.
Yep, they were doing it until last night. Let Golden State come into their home arena and defeat them.
Doug Collins in his second year as head coach of the Wizards, showing great patience last season in a difficult role and led the Wizards to an 18-game turnaround. Jordan now facing a double team and shoots a bad shot. And how often would that happen? But Michael gets it back and puts it down. Well, it kind of worked out for number 23. That was not a good shot. He forced it against the double team. The Weatherspoon coming out to help. And then was able to get the bounce. There have not been many slams for Michael Jordan this season. Here's Thomas. Wizards 19, the Knicks 14. Down to a minute and a half remaining in the first. Been a strong start for Jordan.
And a mismatch now on Isley.
Basket will not count. Michael towering over Isley and looking at him with scorn.
Take a look at this ghastly shot by Mike. The Knicks had the ball. Watch Spoon stumbling, bumbling right there. Jordan hustling for the grand slam. Igniting this crowd at the Garden. That time the mismatch against Howard Isley. 6'6" Jordan at the line for 2.
Isley picked up a foul in a second. So Jordan now has 9 points. Bobby Brown now checks in for the first time. Michael rarely goes to the foul line these days, averaging just under 4 free throws per game.
Yep, remember we mentioned last night, did not attempt a free throw in 41 minutes of action. Because if you go to the line, you got to be creative, and Michael doesn't want to expend a lot of energy creating one-on-one. So he's just looking for the shot in the 10 to 15-foot range.
Charlie Ward coming on for Howard Isley. Charlie with a terrific game last night against the 76ers. Here's Ward open for 3. Yes! Ward hit 3 of 4 from downtown. Last night he had 17 points, 14 of his 17 coming in the fourth quarter.
Ward now among the leaders in his prowess from downtown, 42%. Knicks intense this time on the defense. Good tenacity here.
Shot clock to 6. Jordan. Sprewell lost it. Here's Hughes. Kwame Brown deflecting, but lands on the Washington bench, so the ball back to the Knicks. Now Ward being played by Tyronn Lue, who just checked in.
See those shots you see Michael missing now going to the basket. Normally he makes those and would get fouled, but now coming away with nothing.
Houston. Allen is now 0 of 6 from the field. And the Knicks will hold for a final shot of the quarter. We're down to 15 seconds.
We'll just have a foul to give if they like.
And that was the foul to give on Hughes.
I always think teams give it too quickly because there's still a lot of time remaining now.
There's no purpose to that.
Right. Right. Just because you have it to give, try to be strategic with it.
Still have a lot of time. Foul to give was given it with 10 seconds remaining. Kwame Brown on the rejection. Houston gets his first field goal. 1 second to go in the quarter.
And as we mentioned, too much time remaining. Houston, even with his shot blocked, was able to recover and make the basket.
Well, you see what the combination of Houston and Sprewell did last night. Slow start, combining for 1 of 11 from the field in the first, but the Knicks are within 2. There is former Knick Charles Oakley. Played a key role in the earlier meeting, a win by the Wizards. 6.6 assists against the Knicks in that game.
Oakley has been playing mostly down the stretch in games, folks. So he's averaging 11 minutes a game, but most of that has come at the end of the game using his savvy and tenacity.
Wizards with a 21-19 lead as the second quarter gets underway. Both clubs shot poorly in the first quarter. The Knicks 8 for 25, Wizards 8 for 24. Weatherspoon, yes, just did beat the shot clock.
Harrington started the game. Othello Harrington, 2 early fouls, so Spoon is fielding admirably. So a fabulous tip-in previously, draining that jumper along the baseline.
7 unanswered points by the Knicks. Kwame Brown stripped by Clarence Weatherspoon. Houston, yes, so Allan Houston has hit his last 2 after missing his first 7 shots, and the Knicks, in the midst of a 9-0 run, have taken the lead, 23-21. And Brown is hit on a reach-in by Sprewell, and here comes Charles Oakley. And he hears the reaction from the crowd. They love Charles here in New York.
Yeah, but he was a New York type of player. He asked no quarter, he gave none.
As you mentioned, for the most part, he has been used for his defense and orchestration. Stackhouse. So this is an early entrance for Oakley. Foul is called on Houston. That is his second. Well, Charles, as a member of the Knicks, averaged 10 points a game, 10 rebounds per game in his 10 seasons. You'll recall he came to the Knicks from the Chicago Bulls, where he played for Doug Collins. That was the deal for Bill Cartwright.
But Oakley's value not manifested in those stats. A lot of intangibles that he brings to the game. Intimidation, hustle, and muscle inspiring his teammates.
Charles, 39 years of age, celebrated his 39th several weeks back. Hughes not been able to find the range, and last touch by the Knicks. So the Wizards now go with a front line of Kwame Brown, Charles Oakley, and Jerry Stackhouse. Larry Hughes and Tyronn Lue in the backcourt. Michael Jordan sitting down. He played the entire first quarter, 4 for 9 from the field, 10 points.
Silent night thus far for Stackhouse. He has to get it going. He's their top gun.
Here's Hughes, rejected by Weatherspoon.
The omnipresent Weatherspoon. Superb job thus far.
The steal by Hughes, taking it out of the hands of Ward. And the game is tied at 23. Washington with their first field goal in over 4 minutes. Here's Sprewell, wide open. And Latrell not able to hit. He's 0 for 5 from the field. Bad pass. Brandon Anderson, who just checked in, looking for Latrell Sprewell. Now Michael Doliak will come on for Kurt Thomas. Thomas sits down with 6 points, 3 rebounds. 2.5 gone by in the second. The game is tied at 23. Kwame Brown, a young man who's only shown flashes this season. Here's one of those flashes. It will count. And a foul. Kwame Brown is just 20 years old. The #1 overall pick in the draft last year.
Flashing and dashing this time off the glass. So he's 6'11", Spoon 6'7". A difficult matchup there for the Knicks. Oakley, those are the intangibles he brings.
And loves to hit the floor.
Yep, even at that age. That's why today he's very angry at today's players. They lack a tenacious work ethic, only concerned about the glamour of the game and their money.
Here's Lou. Good hustle by Hughes to keep that alive. Brown going baseline. Goliak able to get to the rebound. Knicks down by 2. They now have Ward in the backcourt with Anderson. Sprewell up front with Goliak and Weatherspoon, and a foul against the Wizards. It's on Brown. Timeout called. 8:41 remaining in this first half. Tonight's New York Knicks high-definition broadcast being presented by Panasonic. Ideas for life. Reminder tonight coming up at 10:30. Get ready for the Jets' big game tomorrow against the Raiders in Oakland with MSG Sports Desk, a special playoff edition. You can get exclusive insight from a panel of experts, including Jets General Manager Terry Bradway. And then stay tuned at 11 for Heineken Jets Journal. That's tonight right here on MSG. Knicks down by 2 points. Sprewell now forcing shots. Latrell is 0 of 6 from the field, and that was last touched by Washington.
Similar scenario for Houston. 0 for 7 to start the game before he started to find the range. So Sprewell has to settle down. Always a good confrontation with he and Stackhouse.
And Latrell has really come on as of late, averaging better than 20 a game. Goliak is right on target. Sprewell went through that difficult stretch, but he's averaging, to be precise, 24 points per game over the last 5 games. Knicks and Wizards tied at 25. 4 minutes gone by in the second. Stackhouse's pass broken up by Goliak, recovered by Oakley. Shot clock down to 2.
Off shot, you better stand up.
And I'm going to sign for the Wizards. Spree and Houston, they combined 2 for 15, and the score is tied.
Michael Jordan walking over to the scorer's table. He will check in just a moment. They triple team Sprewell. Anderson for 3. Sprewell leaping for the rebound. Sprewell is fouled. Latrell taking it right at Kwame Brown, and Brown picks up his second.
Let's take a look at the grandeur of Michael. Baseline jumper early on. A couple of them in that 10 to 15 foot range. Again, 16 feet away. The steal and igniting his capacity crowd at the Garden with his trademark dunk.
Sprewell at the line for 2, a 75% free throw shooter.
That time, Spree very defiant. The missed shot going over Hughes to get the rebound, and then held bent to the basket to draw the foul. So this might get Spree going. Get some adrenaline flowing in him now.
Knicks have lost the last 4 games to the Wizards, but they have won 20 of the last 24 against Washington here at the Garden.
Primarily because of Ewing. When they had Patrick, the Wizards could never find an answer to stop Patrick Ewing.
And this over a period where the Washington franchise went through some very difficult times. Oh, it's put out by Kwame Brown.
And very provocative stuff by the 6'11 Brown.
Knicks and Wizards tied at 27. Don Chaney getting set to send on Lee Nalon. Check in a moment. Sprewell getting the screen.
Yeah, the good continuity here.
Anderson.
Needed one more dribble to settle down.
Anderson defending on Jordan. Anderson for three. The Knicks shooting 33% from the field, 11 for 33. Washington only 31%. They've hit just 11 of 35. Stackhouse looking for his first bucket. Lou saving the pass. Stackhouse. And last touch by Oakley. Timeout has been called by the Knicks.
Let's take a look at Kwame Brown's thunderous dunk right there. No one blocked him out. So crowd-pleasing stuff by Brown.
Michael Jordan playing through a bout with the flu. Although when he has been under the weather, he has performed extremely well. You recall 1997 Game 5 NBA Finals against Utah. He was bothered by food poisoning and then came out and put on a sensational performance, 38 points to lead the Chicago Bulls. They took a 3-2 lead on the Jazz. And then 8 months later, on the eve of the All-Star game here at Madison Square Garden, Jordan, stricken by a head cold, scored 23, was MVP of the All-Star game. Goliak, Oakley on the rebound. That was a classic performance in the 97 finals by Jordan. Oakley rarely looks for the shot these days.
Right, averaging maybe 1 point a game, 2 rebounds.
Stackhouse for three. Jerry Stackhouse with his first field goal. He missed his previous 5 shots.
Stack might get it going now, averaging 22 points a game to lead the Wizards.
Washington 30 and the Knicks 27 as we come up on 5 minutes remaining of the half.
The Wizards in the zone now, forcing the Knicks to the perimeter.
Lee Naylor, who just checked in. Naylor not seeing much action. He has missed 3 of the last 5 games, and in a couple of those games that he's played, saw a minute apiece. So he is not getting the playing time. Stackhouse from Oakley.
They give Michael the assist, finding Stackhouse off the glass. Again, for the Wizards in the zone, this time it looks like man-to-man.
Alon draws the double team. Anderson, yes.
The Wizards forcing the Knicks to the perimeter. Now they're responding. Previously Nalon, this time Anderson.
Washington's lead is 1.
A little more of a rhythm now. Both teams seeming to start to find the range.
Here's Tyronn Lue for 3.
3 points for Tyronn Lue.
Wizards up 35-31. Tyronn Lue in his 5th year out of Nebraska, member of 2 of the Los Angeles Lakers championship teams. Signed as a free agent by Doug Collins. Charlie Ward is called for the charging foul.
Yeah, Lue doing one of Ward's numbers, drawing the charging foul, sacrificing his body in the process. Let's take a look baseline. Lue right up on the Ward as he tries to spin to the hoop, so the Wizards will bring it up.
Tyronn Lue, an undersized guy, listed at 6 foot, but maybe 5'11", but does a good job defensively.
Doesn't hurt you offensively. We saw last time with the swish from downtown.
Remember a couple of years ago in the NBA Finals as Oakley fires away. Tyronn Lue did a nice job against Allen Iverson.
Yep, they loved him in LA.
Here's Goliak spinning. Wizards 35 and the Knicks 31 as we come up on 3 minutes remaining in this first half. Anderson is called for the blocking foul for the Knicks, their 4th team foul.
The revitalized Stackhouse now. He scored 5 points after being silent that time going baseline. This was a non-shooting foul, so Stackhouse to inbound right there on the side.
Jerry Stackhouse, as you mentioned, leads the Wizards in scoring, averaging 22.5 points per game. Lue throwing the lob to Jordan, who earlier did slam one home off a steal. And the foul is called on Anderson. That is his second. Here's Allan Houston checking back in.
Michael checking to the line for the second time tonight. Looking for 2.
And Kristen Leitner back for Charles Oakley. Allan Houston was concerned about being left on the bench for most of the fourth quarter, twice over a 4-game span prior to last night against the 76ers. Before the game last night, he and Don Chaney had a conversation.
Previously charged to Lee Nailon was also on Shandon Anderson. Anderson has 2 fouls. Nailon has none.
Apparently it was an incorrect announcement on the public address regarding that last foul. It was, as we mentioned, on Shandon Anderson. Don Chaney telling Allan Houston that that's not going to be a trend. It was a situation, a circumstance, the reason that Allan sat out for good portions of the fourth quarter on 2 occasions.
Right, because he was not asserting himself defensively, and his offense was woeful. So Anderson was doing the job. That's why Houston sat.
Who is on the floor for instant offense. There's no question he can score, and I think Don Chaney had to be pleased when they doubled up on him over at the far side a moment ago. He was able to find Shandon Anderson, who was wide open on the other side. Something that does not occur too frequently. Anheuser-Busch salutes parents who talk to their kids about drinking. We all make a difference. Well, the Knicks will be back here at Madison Square Garden Tuesday night as they face the Chicago Bulls. First appearance at the Garden as a professional for the rookie out of Duke, Jay Williams. For tickets, you can log on to NewYorkKnicks.com or call 1-800-4-NBA-TICKS. It's the Knicks and the Bulls. Tuesday night, that's the second of a home-and-home set. They'll play in Chicago on Monday night. Stackhouse, after the slow start, showing signs, he now has 7 points. Wizards up by 6 with 2:20 to go, first half. Here's Weatherspoon from Nailon.
Spoon has been marvelous in checking in the game. Good rebounding and scoring from Spoon.
Nailon has played well, picked up an assist, looking for people, not only looking for the shot.
That has been a trend with the Knicks. Their bench play has been outstanding. Oh, errant pass. Can Lou run it down?
No, he was in the backcourt, so it's a violation.
Both teams very frugal with the turnovers. They are among the leaders in the fewest turnovers, around 14.5 per game.
Kurt Thomas is back, coming on for Michael Doliak.
Kurt has a bruise on the bridge of his nose there. Looks like he caught an elbow or something. He's had a black eye this season as well.
Nailon. Hey! Nailon. Come off the bench in 4 minutes. He's 3 for 3 from the field, plus 2 assists.
Now he has his hands full trying to guard Jordan.
Talk about the good play of the Knick bench. They have actually outscored the starting 5 at this point, 19-18.
Yeah, we've seen that in a few games this season when one time Spree did not score in the first half. Or Thomas, the bench picking up the slack.
Here's Jordan. Thomas got a piece of it.
See, Mike doesn't have the legs anymore to rise above the guys contesting him. Sort of falling away from the basket.
Nailon. Jordan facing the double. And last touch by the Knicks. We have 47 seconds remaining in the half, and the Wizards 13 on the shot clock. Washington up by 2. Very close to the 5-second violation. He just did get it in bounds. Jerry Stackhouse with 9 points.
Most of them coming in the last 4 minutes, because early on he was looking just to dish the ball, but now starting to percolate.
Houston with the step. Challenged by Brown. 2-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Doug Collins wants a 20-second timeout. 19.3 to go in this first half. Washington with 17 on the shot clock. Coming up, the Tri-State Jeep halftime report. Jeep, the most respected and honored 4x4s out there. Only in a Jeep 4x4. Steve Cangelosi will be at the desk. Bring us up to date on what is going on elsewhere in the world of sports. And there is assistant coach Patrick Ewing making his first appearance at the Garden as a coach. Now, the next time that Patrick will be here in town, February the 28th, will have that number 33 jersey retired. That'll be during halftime of the game against the Orlando Magic.
Yep. Well-deserved honor for Patrick Ewing, the second greatest Knick in the history of the Knicks.
Oh, really?
According to Al Trout.
Oh, of course. I know you wanted to put a disclaimer. I don't disagree, but...
Betsy was disagreeing over, shaking her head.
Patrick sitting behind the bench because NBA teams are allowed to have only 3 assistant coaches on the bench, and the 3 are Johnny Bott, Brian James, and Larry Drew. Now the Knicks take a timeout. Patrick, future Hall of Famer, 11-time All-Star. The Knicks all-time leading scorer. And he has gotten himself into excellent shape, which has prodded questions as to whether he might consider a return down the stretch. But he's actually in playing shape.
All right, who was that he was working out with that was supposed to lose weight?
Shahidi White, who is apparently out for the season recovering from knee surgery. They were trying to get Shahidi to lose weight. Ewing was working out with him every day, and Ewing was the one who lost the weight. Wizards by 4. 2-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Beautifully done by Tyronn Lue. We're down to 7 seconds. Charlie Ward lost it. Another opportunity. So that's the end of the first half, with the Wizards leading the Knicks 43-37. Not a particularly good shooting first half for either club. Knicks 16 of 43, 37% from the field. Sprewell 0 for 6. Houston 2 for 10. And Michael Jordan with 12 points to lead Washington. 8-point lead for Washington at the half. Times they come off the record-setting 16 of 32 from beyond the three-point line last night. Not the same here this evening. 2 for 10 in the first half.
And speaking of balanced scoring, no Knick in double digits, but every Knick that played scored.
And once again, the bench did a nice job. Wizards up 43-37 as we get ready to start the third quarter. Michael Jordan played 20 minutes, 4 for 12 from the field. He had 12 points. A look at the upcoming schedule for the Knicks. Monday night, take on the Bulls in Chicago. That game will be seen on Metro Sports and will get underway 8:30 New York time. And then the Bulls and the Knicks in the second of the home-and-home Tuesday night here in New York, and that will be seen on MSG. Then the Knicks face the Pistons in Detroit on Friday. The Knicks in possession as this third quarter gets underway. Allan Houston draws the foul. Nice pump fake to get Stackhouse to make the move, and Stackhouse picks up his first.
Allan becoming very adept at getting the defense to go in the air. And we always say when you're on the defense, stay on your feet. Thus, you will not be vulnerable to the head fake that Houston used there to get to the line.
Houston at 93% from the foul line. That leads the NBA. He has now hit 51 of his last 52 free throws.
He's not a pressure shooter, though, Marv. Every time he gets close to the Knicks record, he misses.
That's true.
Well, what was this year, 38? Well, he got to 38, and the record was 41 by Spree set last year, and then he misses.
Do you think he had that calculated in his head?
Yeah, I think
he
the pressure's getting to him, yeah.
That he knew he was on the way to set the record, and he was counting.
Yep. Because when you get that close, inadvertently, someone is going to mention it to you.
And Laettner opens up the second half scoring for the Wizards. They now lead by 6. Could you, back in your days, would you know Houston? Allan Houston picking it up, got off to the slow start, and Allan now with 8 points. Would you know or be pretty close to knowing how many points and assists you would have in a game?
Yeah, sometimes they would say, well, you need this to, get your career high. You need so many assists. But the late Red Holtzman would never embellish that. He would not keep you out there just to score points or make an assist if the game was out of hand.
Oh, a nice move by Jordan, but can't complete it. Here's Sprewell. Get up. Isley.
This is how the Knicks started the game. Misfiring from the perimeter. Uncontested shots cannot get them down.
They opened up by missing 14 of their first 16 shots. Well, would you guys take a look at the stat sheet at halftime?
No, I never saw the stat sheet at halftime. Most of the time, I didn't want to see it at halftime.
Miscommunication between Laettner and Hughes, so the ball back to the Knicks.
I remember my career high once. Holtzman did say, Clyde, you want to play? We have a big lead. It's up to you. And I just said, no, I'm fine. I just stayed out of the game.
And here is Houston, Allan Houston. Now, Red would get the information from either a writer or
Frankie Blauschild,
right.
The stat guy, would tell him.
So the Knicks are within 2. Hughes.
Poor shot selection now by the Wizards. Hughes forcing that shot.
And a loose ball foul. It's on Thomas. That is his second. Thomas, the last 3 games, including tonight, has been able to avoid foul difficulty. He actually went the entire first half against Indiana last Wednesday night. Stackhouse has hit on a reach-in, and Thomas picks up his third, just as we're talking about Kurt staying out of foul trouble. Had 3 fouls last night, was able to stay on the floor for 37 minutes, 15 points, 8 rebounds. Kurt has fouled out 7 times this season, which is a high number. As an example, the Wizards as a team have had only 2 guys foul out. That's been it. And Kurt Thomas is on pace to setting a new Knick franchise record for most fouls, a record that is held by your former teammate, Lonnie Shelton.
Oh, yeah, big Lonnie.
Sprewell, that's a 2-pointer, had a foot on the line.
And that time you saw Michael looking, not getting out to contest a shot by Spree.
Our statistician, Dave Freed, who is appealing to you, Clyde. He's trying to get in your good graces as Stackhouse misfires again. Laettner keeps it alive, and Haywood is able to put it down. Dave points out that in your 10 seasons as a New York Knick, you fouled out only 11 times, never more than twice in a season. I can't recall you fouling out. That's pretty rare, but Dave just sucking up.
Yep.
Here's Thomas. Wizards up 49-45. Any other positive Clyde stats you want to pass on? And Jordan heads to the line.
Well, my philosophy was if a guy's not a threat, why foul him? A lot of times I mentioned that these players, it's ill-advised foul. They're bailing guys out that are not in a position to score a basket. So that time Michael was, as he was underneath. He drew the foul, so he's shooting 2.
Foul on Isley, his 3rd.
And all of these shots you see Michael missing tonight, of course, he would have been making them back in the day and completing the 3-point play.
Michael, an 81% free throw shooter, 4 or 5 at the line.
Oh, see, Michael has a birthday next month.
Yes, on February the 17th, he will celebrate number 40.
See Michael up on Spree this time. Spree canned that 2-pointer before.
Hey.
Isley. So the Knicks are within 2. The Washington Wizards with a record of 18-18. They had won 5 straight. They had that streak snapped last night at home as they lost to the Warriors. And Haywood, looking for position, is fouled, and that is number 4 on Thomas. So here comes Michael Dolia.
Kurt, he should stay behind Haywood. Watch him go to the side, and then Haywood could spin the other way and thus draw on the foul. Kurt should have stayed right behind him, not giving him an option to go left or right.
Kurt Thomas sits down. He picked up 3 fouls within 3 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Offensive foul on Laettner, who does not like the call and has some words for the official, Michael Henderson, and is hit with a technical.
Yep, he said the wrong thing, and that brought the technical. So Allan Houston, of course, the best in the league, will look to capitalize. Laettner, watch how Laettner got the foul. He's going to spin on Isley, so he can't do that, denying his effort to get over the screen, and then losing his cool to get the technical.
Allan Houston able to convert. Michael Henderson, one of the few officials in the NBA, should take another look at the foul on Laettner, who can look straight in the eye of many of the players. He goes 6'6".
Yeah. Is he a former player?
Played at CW Post and then played professional overseas. That's a kickball.
Yeah, we had Leon Woods, another nice former NBA player.
Yeah, he was a #1 draft pick, Leon Wood. All right, Houston. And Bernie Fryer, the other NBA official who played the NBA, primarily as a member of the Portland Trail Blazers.
I was doing my time, Bernie Fryer.
So Allan Houston with 9 points in this 3rd quarter, 9 of his 13 after the slow start. And the Knicks now lead by 1. But Sprewell only 1 for 7 from the field. Stackhouse with the driving hook. That is an unusual shot for Jerry Stackhouse.
Well, Michael on Houston, good denial right there, not allowing Allen to post him up.
Shot clock down to 5. 3. Sprewell's pass picked off by Laettner.
Laettner doing a good job overplaying the passing lane at 6'11". Now a mismatch for Laettner.
Stackhouse passed on the 3. Good hands by Haywood to handle that pass. Harrington thought he had a cutter. And Hughes lost it. It's a 2-on-1. Isley for Sprewell. Beautiful move by Sprewell.
Some dubious passing by both teams now, allowing the Knicks to come up with that effort by Spree. Hughes out of control. Howard with the steal. 2-on-1 opportunity. Sprewell, one of the more creative Knicks, wheeling and dealing off the glass.
at the Garden. Anheuser-Busch salutes parents who talk to their kids about drinking. We all make a difference. Well, the 12th annual Gatorade Knicks summer basketball camps are back. 5-day camp sessions are available for both boys and girls this summer. For registration information, call the Knicks toll-free fan line at 877-NYK-DUNK. The Knicks with a 7-0 run, and they have their biggest lead of the night. They've shot well here in the third, 6 of 8 from the field, and Clyde have not attempted a three-pointer, which might be a good sign.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Don Chaney talked to them about that at halftime.
5.5 remaining in the third. Sprewell able to cut off the baseline, so Jordan had to give it up. And then Laettner is run into as the 24-second clock buzzer went off.
And that's what I mentioned, why I rarely would get a foul like that. You know the shot clock is winding down. Laettner was not a threat, so why foul him? He was looking to dish it off. So again, the Knicks in the penalty, 5:25 remaining in the quarter. And the Wizards, like the Knicks, wanted a better free throw shooting team, so they can capitalize on the Knicks' folly now.
Foul was called on Isley, his 4th. He is replaced by Ward. Howard sits down with 5 points. Quiet night thus far for Howard Isley, and so Charlie Ward has checked in. He hit a 3 in the first half. The Knicks 52 and the Wizards 51, and the Knicks have Ward at the point. Houston is the shooting guard. Michael Doliak, Latrell Sprewell, a fella Harrington up front. Kurt Thomas sitting down after picking up a 4th foul. Houston's have the hot hand here in the third. Good fake on Stackhouse. Doliak with the rebound. Houston. The tip missed by Harrington. Ward able to get to it. They trap him. Sprewell. Houston for 3. Yes.
3 times the charm for Allen. This is first 2 inside the arc, draining that one right in front of the Wizard bench.
Allan Houston with 12 of his 16 in the third. Hughes with the shot. It counts, and the foul charged to Charlie Ward.
Yeah, Ward's like Isley, ill-advised as Hughes is draining the jumper, so he's shooting 1.
Now Brendan Haywood will sit down. And Thomas, second-year man from Syracuse, checks in.
There you saw Allen behind the arc. Hughes trying to complete the conventional three-point play.
Kwame Brown, as you saw, back on the floor. The Knicks are now 3 of 11 from downtown. So it is a three-point play for Hughes, and the Wizards are down by 1. Ward able to reverse and comes up short. Good recovery by Harrington. The Knicks now lead by 3.
57-54.
Kwame Brown not noted for his outside shot. Harrington giving him lots of room. Here's Hughes, and he is fouled again. This time at Doliak.
And Larry's forcing the shots, but the Knicks are bailing them out. Previously Ward, this time Doliak. So again, Larry at the line for 2.
Larry Hughes, not your prototypical point guard, but he does have either Stackhouse or Jordan alongside him, and they take some of the pressure off. Well, MSG Network is your home for Jets playoff coverage tomorrow. Tune to MSG immediately following the Jets and the Raiders for extensive post-game highlights and on-site coverage on the MSG Sports Desk special playoff post-game report. That's tomorrow on MSG. Reach and foul on Hughes.
Wizards foul is on Larry Hughes.
Just under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The Knicks have a 2-point lead.
So Hughes, after the Knicks bailing him out, that was a foolish foul. Even if he knocked the ball away, Ward would have gotten it back. So why do it? See, and here's another.
A lot of whistles here in this third quarter. That's another foul on Hughes, his third, and a Wizards' third team foul. The Knicks already over the limit.
Right, Ward not a threat, not looking to do anything but orchestrate from there. So why foul the man? Now he's doing the right thing. Just stay where he is. That's the D he should have been playing and not getting those two fouls.
Now Jordan defending on Houston, who's had the hot hand. Allan Houston in the face of Michael Jordan. So the Knicks now lead 59-55, and Houston has 18 points. Nice pass. Hughes comes up short, bothered by Doliak. Harrington blew the layup off the good pass from Ward and then throws it away. Stackhouse on a breakaway. Fella Harrington with a bad sequence.
Yeah, he had to use the right hand. He's a southpaw. Use the right hand, put it up short. Aaron pass, Stackhouse, the good steal and the dunk.
Nick lead is now 2 and a defensive 3-second violation on the Wizards. So the Knicks will go to the line and shoot a tee. Automatic technical foul is called. The turnover leading to this. Stackhouse brings the Wizards within 2. Well, you can join Barney, BJ, and Clyde, all your friends, for a new, delightful, interactive global adventure for the whole family. It's Barney's Colorful World, presented by Toys R Us at Radio City Music Hall from January 23rd to the 26th. Tickets on sale now through Ticketmaster or visit radiocity.com. 2:50 to go in the third quarter. The Knicks with a 60-57 lead on the Wizards. Allan Houston converting the technical free throw for the 3-second defensive violation. And a foul is called on Stackhouse.
Yeah, a lot of imprudent fouls. We saw 2 by the Wizards over there, sitting one of their players should have been. Now Stackhouse again bailing out Spree, so he's shooting 2. Hughes, the player I was alluding to.
Sprewell 3 of 4 at the line.
The Knicks methodically have worked themselves into the lead, especially prospering from the free throw line.
Knicks 8 of 9 at the line.
Knicks an excellent shooting team from the line, 79%, but they lack the tenths.
That's been the case the last couple of seasons because they haven't a jump shooting team. Nice play. Thomas able to beat the Knicks down, had the step. And the Knicks now lead 62-59. Doliak, Harrington, and Sprewell up front. Houston and Ward in the backcourt. Sprewell putting the move on Stackhouse. Has to give it up. Doliak.
Knicks are very stagnant now, featuring Sprewell and Houston, so they're standing around.
Here's Jordan. He's had his opportunities on the drive. Sprewell delivers to Harrington. Rejected by Brown. Jordan on a 2-on-1. Jordan takes it to the hoop and is fouled. A foul committed by Houston.
Houston should have let him go. Allan not a shot blocker, trying to block the shot. So watch the shot by Brown, though. He leads them in his block shots, won a game. Jordan the beneficiary this time as he goes to the hoop, and he's going to shoot one as well. That's Brown, 6'11", exquisite timing to block the shot.
15 points for Michael Jordan. Game is tied at 62. Jordan now just 5 for 15 from the field. And the jumper going early, that right at the start of the first quarter.
And now you see him penetrating and not finishing on his shot.
Open opportunity for Doliak. And Michael Doliak 1 for 5 from the field.
And just like that, the momentum has swung back to the Wizards now.
draws the double. Thomas with the shot clock running down. Nice touch by Thomas. 7 unanswered now for the Wizards.
Previously a good dunk by Thomas, and then that time the 10-footer.
Thomas came on very strong at the end of last season, not getting the playing time this year.
See the Knicks very little ball movement now. Too much dribbling by Spree and Houston.
Shot clock down to 2. Ward has to shoot. And it's a 24-second violation. The ball did not hit the rim.
So the Knicks have lost their continuity as well as their spontaneity now, allowing the Wizards to take control of the game again.
Shandon Anderson checks back in, replacing Latrell Sprewell. Latrell with 9 points, just 2 of 8 shooting, but 4 assists, 3 rebounds.
Sanders will be guarding Michael.
Well, they double up on Lou. And Lou takes the shot.
Ward does a good job of that, getting the deep rebounds.
Here's Houston taking baseline and is blocked from behind by Brown. Last touch by the Wizards. Knicks have 10 on the shot clock. 20 seconds remaining in the third.
6'11" Brown really asserting himself now against penetrators, creating havoc for the Knicks.
Nice pass. Stackhouse from Ward.
On defense, you have to see the ball, see your man simultaneously. That time, Stackhouse saw his man, never saw the ball, so an easy opportunity for Anderson.
Should say Anderson from Ward. Stackhouse, as you mentioned, lost his man. And the game is tied at 64. Final seconds of the third. Jordan. After 3 here at the Garden. The Knicks and the Wizards tied at 64. Well, in the third quarter, Allan Houston had the hot hand. 15 of his 19 points in the third.
And a variety of ways by Houston, going one-on-one, duping Stackhouse. Again on Stackhouse, draining the jumper. Stackhouse respecting his shot now, staying on his feet. So Allan tantalizing him with the jumper. This time on Michael. Michael all over Allan, but to no avail as well.
Game tied at 64 as this fourth quarter gets underway. The Knicks staying with a front line of Latrell Harrington, Shandon Anderson, and Michael Doliak, Charlie Ward, Allan Houston in the backcourt. Teron Lou and Larry Hughes at the guards. Tom Thomas, Jerry Stackhouse, Kwame Brown up front. Stackhouse threw the double and tried to pass out of it. And last touch by the Wizards.
Yeah, good effort by Doliak, diving for it, knocking it off a Wizard. So right in front of the Knicks bench, the Knicks will have it.
The Knicks coming off the victory in Philadelphia last night, 114-112. Sixers have lost 13 of the last 17 games. Foul is called on Thomas. The Knicks 16 of 32 from downtown last night, a team record. Breaks the record of 15 in a game against Toronto, up in Toronto back in April of 96. And the Knicks lead the NBA in three-point percentage, 38% from beyond that three-point line. And then Don Chaney's team came out firing from all angles from three-point range. That did not work, and they have pulled back.
Yeah, in the second half, a little more cohesion in their offense now. More half-court game for the Knicks, looking for the two-point shot.
Kwame Brown posting and hit on a reach-in by Latrell Harrington.
Again, if Harrington knocks the ball away, Brown will get it back, so why attempt that steal? So we've seen a lot of folly tonight by the defensive players in creating fouls.
That's 3 on Harrington. Thomas sitting down after picking up his 4th. He picked up 3 within a 3-minute span in the third quarter. Stackhouse with a rainbow attempt, but it's a 24-second violation.
Good defensive intensity that time by the Knicks, so they will have it in the backcourt.
The Knicks with a 65-64 lead. This is the second of 4 meetings between the Knicks and the Wizards in early December in Washington. Wizards beat the Knicks. And Washington has won the last 4 against New York. Houston using the pick.
Hughes does a good job of rebounding, averaging 5 a game.
Offensive foul. Kwame Brown making contact, slamming into Fella Harrington.
Harrington doing a good job holding his ground to draw the foul. So the last 3 possessions, the Wizards inept as the Knicks will bring it up.
Wizards with 3 turnovers here at the start of the 4th quarter. Doliak, yes. Michael Doliak has been getting the looks, but just 2 of 6 from the field.
That's on a nice pick and roll, and that's why he was so open. Set a good pick and then roll to the open spot.
Thomas. Kept alive by Brown. Stackhouse for 3. And the game is tied at 67.
Second opportunities have hurt both teams tonight, so Stackhouse the recipient that time.
Jerry Stackhouse acquired from Detroit in the deal involving Richard Hamilton. He spent 5 years with the Pistons after 3 with the Sixers. Doliak with a rare foray to the basket.
Brown smacked in the face right there. But they say the Knicks knocked it out of bounds, so the Wizards will bring it up.
And Michael Jordan is back, replacing Jerry Stackhouse. Stackhouse with 16 points. Jordan playing up front at the small forward position, up front with Thomas and Brown, Lou and Hughes in the backcourt.
Michael, an erratic shooter tonight.
Here's Lou shooting off the dribble.
Another second opportunity here. Before Stackhouse drained it downtown.
Jordan off the bench to provide some vintage, Michael.
Yep, so that's 5 points now. They've gotten in the last 2 possessions with the second opportunity.
Wizards with a 2-point lead. And last touch by Anderson.
Hughes was fronting Anderson, doing a good job distracting him as he touched it out of bounds, so the Wizards have it in the backcourt.
Latrell Sprewell checking back in along with Clarence Weatherspoon for Fella Harrington and Allan Houston. A rest for Houston, who has 19 points at 15 in the 3rd quarter. Clarence Weatherspoon has played very well. 6 points, 5 rebounds for Clarence.
Had a big disadvantage against the 6'11" Brown.
And Brown takes advantage.
That nice quickness by Brown to beat him along the baseline.
Another 7-0 run for Washington. They lead by 4. Good job by Lou on Ward. Ward for 3. Now Jordan met by Sprewell.
Good job by Spree, staying on his feet.
Jordan. So Michaels hit 2 in a row, and the Wizards lead 73-67. Timeout called by the Knicks.
But second opportunities hurting the Knicks right here. Stackhouse able to tie the game. Michael waiting to get in with gusto.
He's been in every meeting. He's been in everything we've done. He's been early and he stayed late, and he's done everything I've ever asked him to do. So I know when he got into it, I said, Patrick, the only thing I ask you to do is, if you're going to do this with us, you've got to be here every day, and because otherwise, if you're not, then the players won't trust you. And he's been there every day, and he's developed the trust.
Doug Collins talking about the assistant coach Patrick Ewing. I know it surprised a lot of people when the announcement was made that Patrick would become an NBA assistant coach. Nice move by Howard Isley.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was surprised. And Patrick was surprised how much work is required to be a coach.
Patrick primarily has been working with the big man, the front line, and he has really enjoyed his duties as an assistant coach. Here's Michael Jordan. That's 3 in a row since checking back in. And Michael with a look in the direction of his good buddy, Spike Lee.
Right, and Michael feasted in that 15-foot area now. The last 3 have come within 15 feet of the basket.
Ron Lou called on the foul. That's his first.
See Michael right there. Quick post and toast on Spree.
Post and toast. Michael now 8 for 19, 21 points. Isley that time too strong, but last touch by Hughes of the Wizards.
Hughes has had a problem tonight, mistiming his jump, and he did it that time, and the ball carried off of him, so the Knicks have it underneath.
Wizards lead by 6.
This screen by Spoon is free up Spree.
And Weatherspoon with the rebound. Kurt Thomas back on the floor. It's Thomas up front with Weatherspoon and Anderson, Sprewell and Isley in the backcourt.
Credit Brown for that. Brown has been blocking shots. That time Spoon looking for him as he missed the shot.
Foul committed by Anderson. So the Knicks with their second team foul. That's 3 on Anderson.
Let's see if the Knicks will look to double team Michael now. He's made his last 3 shots. There's the shoving right there. Anderson too zealous, charged with the foul. You mentioned teams have not been doubling Michael. Let's see what happens here. There's a double.
Thomas with the rebound. Conversation now from Michael Jordan talking to Shandon Anderson, feeling confident. And a foul against the Wizards. That's their 3rd team foul as Tom Thomas picks it up. Christian Laettner now checks back in.
Thomas being rewarded with more playing time. He's been very efficient on the offense.
Sprewell. Thomas with the rebound as Lou went flying. Isley hit 3. So Howard Isley's hit a couple of shots from the perimeter here in the 4th quarter, and the Knicks are down by 3.
You mentioned Lou went flying. He was on the floor. That's why Howard was uncontested for that shot.
Here's Thomas getting position. Jordan comes up with the loose ball.
The Knicks have been hurt by these second opportunities now. A new clock as well.
Allan Houston getting set to check back in. Jordan changed his mind. Here's Hughes. And knocked out of bounds by Etan Thomas. Timeout is called with 5:52 remaining in the 4th. In the 4th quarter, Isley for 3.
Isley had been hot, had made his last 2 shots.
The Knicks are 4 for 16 tonight from downtown. I would think the 3rd player would be someone who played with Michael early on in his career. Here's Jordan, and he is fouled. Well, Michael has been able to take it to the rim, but has, for the most part, his offense has come from the jump shooting.
Right, he's misfired going to the basket. That time a good second effort after he missed to get the rebound to draw the foul. Has also been erratic from the line as Michael at one point missed 2 consecutive free throws.
Foul on Kurt Thomas, number 5. How about Orlando Woolridge?
One, on the release.
Orlando Woolridge.
Played early on. Clyde, I'm very proud for us. So Scottie Pippen, Orlando Woolridge, and Richard Hamilton were able to average 20 or more alongside Michael Jordan. Here's Houston. Yes.
Houston tantalizing Michael at time. Michael not getting out, respecting Houston's ability to penetrate.
21 for Houston after the slow start. He has come on strong. He had 15 in the third. Knicks down by 3.
See, now you see Charles Oakley in the game. We mentioned down the stretch, he gets his playing time.
Jordan. And rebounded by Thomas. Charles Oakley played 8 minutes in the first half. And away from the ball, a foul on Oakley as he got involved with Kurt Thomas. It's a non-shooting affair. 4th team foul, though, on the Wizards.
Yeah, Thomas doing a superb job using his body that time on Oakley to draw that foul. Thomas plays big on the low post, which he should. Gets wide, gives a good target. Oh!
Nice fake by Houston to draw the foul on Jordan. That's only the first foul committed by Michael Jordan.
But the Wizards in the penalty, though. And right there, Michael's leg was clean to Houston. Previously, Allen drained a three-pointer on Mike, and this time taking him baseline to get the foul. Oh!
Well, Houston had hit his previous 4 and was 54 of his last 55 from the line.
And was the leader entering this game, the best shooter in the league. But you miss a couple, and that will be history.
Washington's lead is 2 as we approach 4 minutes remaining in the 4th. Jordan to the crossover to pop it out then to Hughes. And Hughes has been off. Larry Hughes now 4 for 14.
We should feature Allan Houston. Allan has the hot hand. There he is.
Houston going left on Jordan and a bad shot. Here's Stackhouse chased by Sprewell. One hustle by Latrell Sprewell, and he's called for the foul. Made contact, got the ball, and also made contact with Stackhouse.
But the Knicks have been vulnerable to this play. The guards have backcourt responsibility. Isley was there, Spree was there, and Stackhouse able to go between them. Good effort by Spree, but in vain as Stackhouse is at the line to shoot 2.
Stackhouse 2 for 2 at the line, an 87% free throw shooter. Jerry Stackhouse seemed to mature as a player last season, while with Detroit, the shot selection much better, as was his defense.
And we mentioned those intangibles of Charles Oakley. Oakley, the trigger man that time, finding Stackhouse in transition.
Wizards by 4. So once again, the Knicks involved in a close game. In 6 of the last 7, the games have gone down to a final possession. Isley fires one up. Kept alive by Thomas. Isley double team, look out. Sprewell for 3, yes! The Knicks are within 1 for Latrell, only his 3rd field goal. Nice pass, Oakley to Jordan, he missed the layup. Jordan again, and he missed. Here comes Isley.
And the crowd delighted by that futility of Michael. Missed the left and then missed the right.
He's had many opportunities around the basket, but has not been able to convert. Sprewell, way off, and Leitner with the rebound.
No reason to force shots now by Spree. Knicks had good continuity. Houston with the hot hand.
Doug Collins looking to settle things down. Takes a timeout. 2:28 remaining in the 4th quarter. Wizards have missed their last 8 shots. Michael can do is laugh about it, although inside I don't think that's the feeling. Washington with a 1-point lead and possession. Shot clock is down to 7. Stackhouse to Jordan. He missed another layup. What's going on here?
Right, point-blank range. 3 missed consecutive shots by Michael.
He has had a number of opportunities. Sprewell is fouled. That won't count.
New basket.
The only
Wizards foul is on Michael.
field goal he was able to convert around the rim was that stuff off the steal.
Right, and again, Michael inside, too strong. And then Michael, the culprit on the foul, as Spree took him baseline to draw the foul, so Spree for 2.
Latrell is 5 for 6 at the line. And the Knicks 12 of 15 from the foul line. Michael looks like he would like to hide, although he's had the jump shot going. When he first checked in the fourth quarter, he hit 3 in a row. Game is tied at 79, just under 2 to go in the fourth. They look to trap Hughes. Stackhouse with a good fake, finds Oakley, and Charles Oakley thought he was fouled. He converts the layup.
We mentioned Oakley down the stretch is when he sees his action, only averaging 11 minutes per game, but most of that in prime time.
For the Wizards, their first field goal in 5 minutes and 50 seconds. Leitner with the rejection on the three-point attempt by Houston. Now, normally that could be considered a dangerous play because it could have meant 3 free throws for Allan Houston.
But exquisite timing by Leitner. He's 6'11". Houston thought he could get it off, obviously, but Leitner was right there to deny him.
Timeout taken with 1:20 remaining in this fourth quarter. Christian Laettner with the rejection. Wizards had missed their last 10 shots before that field goal by Charles Oakley. Wizards up by 2. Sprewell with the steal.
Jordan with the turnover.
Coming up on a minute remaining in the fourth. Sprewell, Weatherspoon with the rebound and foul. Oh, will it count? No, will not get the continuation.
Spoon omnipotent on that play, 6'7", 270. But watch Oakley come right here. Oakley got a piece of it, and then that left Spoon open, and then watch this shot. The strength of Spoon to throw it in. But in vain, as if that basket would not count, but he's at the line shooting 2.
Christian Laettner, after nearly strangling Clarence Weatherspoon, said, "I'm sorry," walked over. Christian Laettner's played well tonight, though.
Yeah, that block shot might be the pivotal play of the game.
11 rebounds for Laettner. And Weatherspoon calmly hits the 2 to tie the game at 81, down to 1 minute remaining in the fourth.
It's been a calamity for Jordan, folks. He's missed 3 easy layups, and then that last turnover was by Michael.
Laettner, rebounded by Sprewell, chased by Jordan. So once again, the Knicks involved in a close ball game. Houston for 3. And the foul is called a reach-in as Kurt Thomas looked to bat it away, and Kurt Thomas is fouled out for the 8th time this season. Both teams over the foul limit, so Washington heads to the line.
We mentioned the splendor of Oakley. You can't look at the stat sheet right side of your screen. Right there, keeping Thomas away from the ball. Kurt frustrated, creating a foul. So now Oakley has an opportunity to put the Wizards in the lead.
Charles, who has not seen much playing time this season, only 9 of 12 at the foul line.
Yeah, he's feeling some pressure now, folks. These are not easy shots for Charles Oakley.
Down to 34 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Fella Harrington has come on for Kurt Thomas, who's fouled out for the 8th time this season. He is halfway to the Knick team record. Ken Bannister fouled out 16 times in 84, 85. Pressure free throws for the former Knick, Charles Oakley. Wizards by 2. The Knicks call for time. I mentioned a number of close calls involving the Knicks the last 5 games, decided by 3 points or fewer. Knicks have won 2 and lost 3. Knicks involved last night in Philadelphia in a close ball game, and they ended up beating the Sixers by 2. The big shot by Charlie Ward, who was magnificent in the 4th quarter. He hit from straight away from downtown. 14 of his 17 in the 4th quarter. Then Allen Iverson had an opportunity. Was not able to get the shot off, and the Knicks won it by 2. The Knicks are down by 2. 25 seconds remaining in the 4th. Isley for 3. Yes! The Knicks by 1. The Wizards will talk it over with 21 seconds remaining in the 4th. For Howard Isley, his 3rd from downtown. All right, the Knicks have 1 timeout remaining. They have a 20-second timeout. Washington with a full timeout and a 20. And when it comes down to final shots, you're looking at the guy, although he's had his problems here tonight. Last year, opening night, came down to Jordan with Washington down by 2. Knicks won that game 93-91. Then December 22nd here at the Garden, Jordan with the game winner as the Wizards beat the Knicks 87-86. And knowing the way Michael thinks, even though he has struggled, particularly in the 4th quarter, particularly from close in, he'll take the final shot. When it comes down to
like a wounded lion, you still have to finish him off. That's what the Knicks have to do now.
But it's Stackhouse trying to get one up quickly and draws the foul.
And it worked perfectly. Stackhouse down the middle of the lane into the contact to draw the foul. So stopping the clock, he can take points off the board. So Stackhouse, an excellent shooter, looking for 2.
Harrington on the foul. That is his 4th. Stackhouse 4 for 4 from the line.
We saw excellent shooting by Oakley previously. 2 big shots by the Oakman, and now Stackhouse. And we mentioned these 2 teams, excellent free throw shooters, among the leaders in their prowess from the line.
And Don Chaney takes the timeout. You know, he did this last night, Clyde, rather than preserve the timeout, because the Knicks are now out of timeouts.
Yeah, right, because I think they would have had no problem getting the ball in bounds. You always want to try to save that timeout, I would think, but he's using it now, going over what he wants his team to do. Calling the play. Sprewell. Is Houston in the game? Houston's wearing a towel. Allen not in the game. As he goes to take a seat. No. Oh, okay, yeah, he's coming out. So Allen has been the featured player the last 2 possessions. They've gone to Houston. Previously, he found Isley right in front of the Wizard bench from downtown for a big 3-pointer.
Charlie Ward, though, has come on for Howard Isley, who hit that 3 a moment ago. The Wizards 8 for 8 at the line in this 4th quarter. Clutch shooting by Stackhouse and Oakley, and Wizards lead by 1. We're down to 15 seconds in the 4th. Both teams are over the limit. Knicks have no timeouts remaining. Here's Houston battling with Stackhouse. Houston not able to hit. Rebound Oakley, and he is fouled by Ward with 4.1 remaining in the 4th quarter.
And Houston got the shot he wanted. But at the last minute, he's going to jerk it right there. Stackhouse went by him, distracting him. It was short. Oakley, as we mentioned, down the stretch, he's a very valuable man. Don't look at the stats, because he brings a lot of intangibles. Again, Stackhouse frailing, distracted Houston. Oakley blocking out. Ward a good foul, so Oakley now needing to make 2 more free throws.
He is 11 of 14 on the season at the line. And very coolly hits the first.
Watch the box out, left side of your screen. Oakley working diligently. Previously, we saw that against Thomas. Oakley working, but could have been charged with the foul. He was pushing out Harrington.
On the release, stay in the box, stay up.
Charles Oakley tenacious worker, insatiable work ethic.
The Knicks do not have any timeouts remaining. 3-point lead for the Wizards. They have to get the quick three. Harrington can't find anybody. It's picked off by Stackhouse. And a foul. Fella Harrington's pass intercepted by Jerry Stackhouse. We're down to 1.8 remaining in the fourth quarter.
And Marv, you mentioned that timeout might have been a dubious one. Because we were saying that you should always want to save a timeout. The Knicks needed one there. Did not have it. Ill-advised pass. Stackhouse with the steal, looking to put the Knicks away.
Yeah, I don't understand the thinking on taking a timeout when you can easily inbound the ball.
Yep. And then use the timeout if you get in trouble up here on the other end. So
I thought the Knicks got away with that last night.
Right. Yep.
1.8 remaining, and that will do it. The Washington Wizards able to defeat the New York Knicks 89-84 in an entertaining game here at the Garden. So the Wizards go to 19-18 on the season, and they have now won 6 of the last 7. They're now 4.5 in front of the Knicks, and the Knicks dropped to 13-21. Michael Jordan, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 8 of 25 from the field. He played 41 minutes. Jerry Stackhouse had 22 points. Allan Houston finished 8 for 24. He had 22. The Knicks shoot just 37%. Same for the Wizards. And the play of the game brought to you by Budweiser, with a crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you. There it is, the steal on the inbounds pass, picked off by Jerry Stackhouse.
But another unlikely hero in this game, Charles Oakley, the Oak Man, lethal from the line, makes 4 big free throws in the game.
Wizards only 1 field goal the last 7.5 minutes, but they hit 12 for 12 from the line. We'll be back in a moment.